In Georgia, there are 8 major lakes owned and operated by the Army Corps of Engineers. Let's get with Ranger Sprague to learn the do's and don'ts of buying property on the lake.
Core property is just property that the government owns, and anyone is allowed to use core property as long as they're not on personal property. So it can be used around the lake. You can drive up by boat, or if you're able to walk straight onto it without crossing personal property, that's fine too. And it's just another piece of land.
People have questions about docks all the time. Can you explain to us what is required when people want a dock?
So most people acquire docks by buying a new house, a new piece of property that already has a dock permit attached to it. When you buy a piece of property on Lake Lanier that has a dock attached to it, you would contact our office and we'd give you our welcome letter. And our welcome letter states everything that we would require in order to transfer the dock permit from the previous owner into your name. We do have a list for people who own properties that don't have dock permits. It is a long list and it's a first come, first serve. So, as we have dock permits available, we will evaluate our list and see what we can do about getting someone a dock permit.
What are the stipulations on these docks?
It's going to vary permit to permit on what is allowed for the footprint of the dock, meaning how big it is and what they do as far as that footprint. And then utilities as well. It's all dependent on what is already on the permit or what we might be able to add to the permit. So you're allowed to maintain your dock without any permission from us as long as you don't change the footprint of it. There are certain structures that are grandfathered that you would want to talk to us about before changing the material or the length. But outside of that, you're allowed to maintain it on your own
Do you all inspect docks?
every day. I usually go out every day when I'm able to, but we do have designated appointment days.
And what are you looking for when you're inspecting these docks?
Just that they're meeting our shoreline management plan, mostly that the dock itself is safe and usable, and that we don't see any major violations that need to be addressed. And when we do, we let the homeowner know within a reasonable amount of time for them to fix it.
What about the stairs?
Those are another permitted item. That's a separate application that you would submit to our office when you have a dock permit.
So, not just these stairs, but the stairs from the home to the water.
So that's called an improved access. It's another item that can be put on your permit. And it's something that we love to give people so they can easily access their dock. The only material we allow for improved access, which is different from the stairs here, would be wood. That's 6x6 treated timber that you would put in the ground and then backfill it with mulch. Any other material would be either grandfathered or violation.
Violations. And I'm sure you guys see quite a bit of those.
For most of them, you're given warning, either verbal or written, depending on if we're looking at dock permits or if we're talking in person. Usually it's a written warning that you get with your paperwork that we send out to you in mail after an inspection. And then you have typically 30 to 90 days to fix it, but we can be flexible on that timeline if you're in contact with us.
It's such a nice day out here. I see, looks like some kids are on their kayaks. Are you all responsible for policing the waters?
We have our own boat patrol that can go out during the week, especially on weekends, but also each county sheriff's office has their own patrol that they'll do in their counties. And then DNR is usually all over the lake. Most boat safety would just be life jackets. We want to make sure everybody's got life jackets. The typical things you'll need on a boat, which would be a warning whistle, a fire extinguisher, and then we're always looking to make sure that any kids have the proper life jackets on and not just puddle jumpers, because those aren't actually life jackets. And then, of course, we're looking to make sure everybody's just far enough away from the shoreline when they're going fast to keep everybody safe. This area is called Rip Rap. It's Rip Rap Rock is what it's known as. This is a separate permitted item that permit owners can apply for that we would approve. We like to maintain our banks. It's part of our plan to keep the shoreline in good use. So we love to permit Rip Rap. It just needs the application for it.
How often are permits renewed?
Every 5 years. It starts with us doing an inspection on your dock. Our system notifies us about a month before it expires that it needs to be renewed. And then we put it on our schedule to come out and do an inspection. So we try to do as many as we can in the area we're inspecting that day. And then it takes about a certain amount of time to receive paperwork and mail for signature and payment.
And I presume that the prices vary.
From permit to permit, depending on what is on the permit.
People often ask what they can and cannot do on court property. Can they cut this grass?
Only if they have a permit. So the grass mowing permit, also known as a vegetation permit, is a grandfathered structure. So all the tall grass they're not able to maintain unless they have that permit outside of their walkway, which is why you see a mowed area there. They're allowed to maintain 4 feet with a foot on either side. You have to have a permit for just about anything on core property.
Hey, as long as people follow the rules,
Absolutely.
they can have all the fun they want. As long as
Yes.
they follow the rules.
Absolutely.
Are there do's and don'ts once someone has properly permitted the dock and it's safe, it's ready to go?
The biggest thing is the upper deck. If you have an upper deck, don't have a jump gate. Some docks come with jump gates. So just make sure that jump gate is permanently closed off, either with a bolt or some other means, more than just a lock. We want to make sure you can't open that gate at all. We don't want anyone jumping off the top of the docks. You can store a kayak on your dock. The biggest thing is that it's not overhanging the water, so there's no kayak rack that overhangs the water outside of the footprint of the dock itself. And then if you do store it on the dock, make sure it's not in a 4-foot walkway. We consider the 4-foot walkways the smallest walkway you can have on a dock, and if there's anything blocking a 4-foot walkway, it's considered a trip hazard.
How can people reach the corp if they have other questions?
You can call our office. Our main number will lead you to a call service that'll take you to your area ranger. And if you don't know who your area ranger is or what area you're in, just listen for the help desk line and you can call there and there's always a ranger at our help desk. So they'll answer just about anything that you ask them. And you're also welcome to come into our office off of Buford Dam Road. We are open Monday to Friday from 8 to 12 and then 1 to 3:30.